We have exposed the whistleblowers, the insiders, the swindlers and the swindled. And now Dr. Subramanian Swamy is exclusively talking to us. Thank you, Dr. Swamy, for talking to Republic TV. Now, Dr. Swamy, you must have seen all the stories that we have done over the course of the last couple of days. We have exposed all the whistleblowers in this entire scam. We have exposed the franchisee scam. For the first time, we spoke about the fake diamond scam and the round-tripping scam. And today, an insider came on record on our channel and he put a stamp on this entire broadcast by Republic TV, saying that he was witness to all these scams while he was working with Mehul Choksi. Now, the fact here is, Dr. Swamy, this scam has been going on since so many years. What were the successive governments really doing about this?
Well, that's something we need to look at as soon as we have figured the fathomed out the extent of this scam. Actually, there are many agencies which the government needs to contact now. Internal auditors, you have already started. I've seen your show on that. Congratulations, you got the auditor to speak. But you need also the external auditors to come out on board. And they are the Reserve Bank and the Secretary Banking and the Finance Ministry. And then there is also, you can get a lot of support from the United States, which has a banking fraud forensic department in the Department of Treasury. And they also have Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, under which I think this Modi, Nirav Modi, or whatever his name is, he can also be prosecuted because he is not a citizen of India. He can claim that he is not a citizen of India. He is born in Belgium and he probably has an American passport. So these are things that need to be done. I'm very happy that today the government announced that the whole ED investigation will be taken over by the director himself, who is a fine man, a very upright man and a very capable man. And he has a very good lieutenant called Rajeshwar Singh also. So both these people, I'm sure, will get to the bottom of it. But ultimately, you see, all branches of the Punjab National Bank have to be looked at.
Well, Dr. Swamy,
I don't think we have looked at some of the main branches yet.
Well, Dr. Swamy, you're right. I mean, the ED is looking at this case. The Income Tax Department is also inquiring the case, and also the CBI. But what is very worrisome here is the startling revelations that came about today from this insider, the whistleblower, who says that when he was working in Geetanjali and when he was the CEO and the MD of Geetanjali Jewelry Retail Limited, there were income tax raids happening even then. And then he said that whenever raids used to happen, these guys, they used to get to know about it. He says that we used to get prior information about raids, ki raids kal ho raha ya parso ho raha, hame aaj pata chalta hai. There always used to be a whisper in our corridors within the Geetanjali group about these impending raids, and overnight these documents could vanish. So when you talk about the ED or the IT officials, my concern is, what about the connivance? What about the connivance between certain officials within the ED and the IT with these people themselves, with these officials of the Geetanjali group?
Yeah, I think also the Finance Ministry, because nothing can be done by the ED and IT unless it has a general approval of the Finance Ministries. The question basically is, if you look at my letters that I've written on the Aircel Maxis, I've hinted at this all along. I've been talking about a cartel, and I've been mentioning how I'm being blocked, how an officer is being kicked out, how his promotion is being stopped. I mean, they are all complicit officers throughout. Some of them were inherited by UPA. Some of them were made toxic by the UPA people subsequently. So, yes, it's fighting corruption. These are good signs in a way that it's cracking up. And
Swamy,
we need to have public
Dr.
pressure
Swamy,
to see we go right to the end.
Dr. Swamy, you spoke about this, and we also did a story about how certain crucial documents, secret confidential documents of the CBI had landed up in the former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram's house.
Yeah.
And in this case, again,
That's
we are
right.
talking about a similar
That's right.
instance where certain IT income tax department officials are giving prior information about raids to the culprits themselves. So for some people in this country, they have it very easy.
Yes.
Right, Dr. Swamy?
Oh, sure. Even your media has it very easy. What about NDTV? Look at the way I'm being attacked by Mr. Pranay Roy. I mean, he had the same facility, and ministers appearing on his channel when they were all being, when the NDTV was being prosecuted.
Dr. Swamy.
And in fact, assessment orders were passed. So listen, this is an Indian problem. It's got nothing to do with the government of India.
Well, Dr.
Only,
Swamy,
I mean, it's
with
not an
regard to this,
exclusive government of India problem.
with regard to this particular case, is it possible that without the connivance of the senior banking officials, now we are talking about a group of banks, maybe over 30 banks in the country, and also international banks who have also loaned out. We are getting to understand from our very reliable sources that over 30,000 crores, at least over 15 to 20,000 crores were loaned to Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi by international banks. So the question here really is, could this really have happened as far as the Indian angle to this is concerned? Could this really have happened without the connivance or the knowledge of the senior management, the chairman or the CMD of these banks, and also the politicians and also the officials within the finance ministry?
Yes, without all the financial agencies, it couldn't happen, because there would have been, there's always an exchange. I've been in government, I know there was very little that happened in such high profile matters unless at least people at the top knew about it. I would still say that the record shows that the Prime Minister took action the moment he got a petition on this, and where it got stuck is something we have got to see, and how high you go. I mean, the bank chairman is a small part of the ladder, but there is more steps in that ladder. We have got to go all the way.
So we are given to understand that the scam could have happened right from 2004. That's during the UPA regime, and after that nobody ever cared to do any follow-up. There were several people, several whistleblowers who wrote to the Prime Minister even then, even now, but the fact is that nobody really cared to do anything about it until now, until the bank themselves, they decided to come out in the open and say that something wrong is happening within their own system.
Well, you must know that Mr. Chidambaram was finance minister. He was a very brutal guy. I know what he did to various people. I don't think your channel will be able to show if I make an accusation. But the fact is that this is something that has developed over the last 10 years.
No, Dr. Swamy, if you've noticed, we have been doing a lot of stories, including the documents that went to the former finance minister Chidambaram's house. We were the ones who also did that story. We have been covering all the stories that you're talking about.
That is now, not when they were prosecuting me. Mr. Chidambaram was busy chasing me on Hindu terror. At that time, none of your media wanted to show it. Listen, the times have changed. I'm very happy. We have become more open. We have become more questioning, and Republic is leading the fight. It's very happy about that. But you're asking me, how did this all come about? It's come about slowly. It doesn't come about overnight.
Well, Dr. Swamy, a quick question on the fake diamond story, because the moment we showed that story, many people are completely shocked and surprised at the fact that this could even happen, because Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi, these were reputed names. Lakhs of people have gone to these stores and bought diamond jewelry, and now these franchisee partners, one of the franchisee partner that I spoke to said that when he got the jewelry and he melted the jewelry, and he found out that the gold jewelry was only gold plated, and when he melted it, he found copper wires and copper plates and brass plates in it. So this is a huge scam. This has stunned a lot of people who have been watching our shows. What do you have to say about this?
I have to say that India is full of confidence tricksters, both in politics and in business.
What, according to you, is the way forward, Dr. Swamy?
Way forward exposure. Nothing cleans it up like sunshine. Let's go all the way. Don't be afraid your channel will be closed down.
Well, you're trying to say that the people behind this are very powerful and very mighty, but we will continue to do our exposés.
Yes.
We have exposed most of the whistleblowers in this entire scam. We have exposed the insiders. We have exposed, as we said, the swindlers and also the swindled. And
Yes.
very soon, we are also going to expose the racketeers, the fraudsters themselves in the next broadcast. Thank you, Dr. Swamy, for talking to Republic TV. Over to you in the studio, back in Delhi.